Your current product page is probably losing you hundreds of thousands of dollars every year because you're not looking at the 7 main fundamental things you need to have on your product page to be able to sell and convert as many customers as possible. So here, as you can see, we have an example of a product page of a brand called Gum of Gods. This is a concept I've made for them, but these are the exact same things I do for many brands on the product pages that are my clients. So for people that are new to the channel, I'm Vilobatir. I run CROEvolution, a split-testing and CRO agency for DTC brands in the 7 to 8 figures. And these are things that we test on client product pages to be able to get the highest AOV possible, the highest conversion possible, and the highest revenue per session possible with these new changes. So today we're going to be looking at these 7 main things that you need to have on your product page to be able to do that. As you can see, we have here a side-by-side comparison of their current situation and the concept we have there on the right. And there are 7 main fundamental things we need to have, especially above the fold on a product page to be able to convert as many customers as possible and get the highest AOV possible on that. First thing, absolutely very important, is imagery. You need to have on-point imagery about the product. A lot of brands just have default product images. They don't have anything else going on. They just show the product as it is and they don't do anything about it. Here, as you can see, we have an example of using properly images on a product page. We have just an example here. They have a lot of viral influencers on TikTok showing their product. And these are influencers that a lot of people know. So we added a little viral on TikTok side to the image, so we can show actual influencers using the product and showcasing the product. And this helps a lot, obviously, with social proof that we're going to use in many forums above the fold. But a very good example here is using an image for this purpose. And another good example to use imagery is to showcase the benefits about the product, because not a lot of people actually scroll all of the product page to get to the actual information. Most people bounce without even scrolling. So using imagery to show information about the product and benefits is also a very, very good way to use imagery. But the main point is don't leave just product images thrown there without any use for them, because they take up a lot of space on pages. So you need to leverage them properly. Second step here is having a clear headline. So as you can see on the left, on their current situation, they have the classic pack, but the actual product they are marketing is Greek mastic gum. So you need to make that clear with the headline what is that you're selling, and it needs to be clear, easily visible, and it needs to be front and center on the page. And the headline needs to be accompanied by social proof. So in this case, second foremost social proof we have here above the fold, and you can leverage obviously social proof in many different ways depending on what you're selling and what you have. Here we are using the classic stars with the ratings, and one thing I want to add here is actually using good copy for the social proof. So as you can see on the left, they just have the average rating and how many reviews they have. Adding a little bit of copy and a little bit of branding to the social proof helps driving the point in. So in this case, for example, I changed it to rated 4.9 out of 5 by 526 Joe Gods. This adds to the brand, adds to the branding, adds to the product, and it helps a lot selling the outcome of the product, because it was rated by Joe Gods, so people that actually got results out of the product. Fourth step, and this is very, very important here, we are reviewing the above the fold, because that is what most people see when actually visiting your product page, because not a lot of people will end up scrolling the product page. So we need to convey as much info as possible and sell the product above the fold. The main thing above the fold is that I see a lot of brands putting too much info, too much information, too much text above the fold, and this drives a lot of people off the page, because not a lot of people read right now. The attention spans are very, very low, and so you need to play that to your advantage. So here we have just a few nuggets, easily readable, easily digestible nuggets of info above the fold. In this case, there are 4 benefits about the product. So works out face and jaw for increased attractiveness, improves digestive and gut health, opens airways and improves oral health, and boosts immunity with antioxidants. So the point here is not having walls of text above the fold, but just having just little nuggets of info of benefits about the product, accompanied here in this case by very good icons, which helps digestion of the information and helps driving the point home, with little nuggets of info and benefits about the product itself. This is all you need above the fold for information about the product, and you can go more in depth with the info, with the benefits, with the competitor advantages and all of that stuff. You can go more in depth on it below the fold. So once people start scrolling down your page, then you can go in depth on that information. But above the fold, you just need a few little nuggets of info, which are very easy digestible by the customers. 5th step, how you bundle and offer the product. This is by far the most important thing on your product page. It's just like being 5th. It's just so we have a clear order of what you're going to talk about here. But this is easily the most important thing on your product page. And I've made a video specifically on this. I actually made 2 videos, one on how to build good buy boxes and offer boxes on your product page, and the second one on how to build a good offer, to sell on your product pages. In this case, we're going to look at mostly at the presentation part of it, so not the actual offer, but how it's presented. And as you can see on the left, they have 4 options from most of the tests I've ran. It usually works best, bundles work best with 3 options and not 4. Why is that? Because there is less options to choose from, so it's easier to make a choice for customers, so the conversion rate is higher because you're offering less options and it's easier to make a choice. So in this case, I've transitioned from 4 to 3 options for the bundles. And here you can test, obviously, here we have the single, double, and quadruple pack, but you can test as many approaches as you want. This is a good test we run for a lot of our partner brands, and it yields a lot of results because tests on offers are those that yield the most results in terms of revenue, in terms of conversions, in terms of AOV. So here you can test having single, double, and triple, let's say, or having single, triple, and quadruple. The actual offer itself is very testable. So here we're going to talk about the presentation. So as you can see, for every bundle, we have a clear selling proposition. So for the single pack, you have a 30-day supply. The middle level, the double pack, it's the most popular. It saves you $5, and you get 60-day supply for less money than just buying it every 30 days. And this is a clear selling proposition to get the bundle and to get a higher AOV out of every customer. And as you can see, very important thing here that I always mention a lot when talking about buy boxes is giving clear feedback to the customers on what is happening. So as you can see here, the clicked bundle, the active bundle right now is the middle one, and we have a clear selected, a clear idea of what what bundle of the 3 is active. And this is very important because everything needs to be easy. Everything needs to be easily digestible, as I said before, easily clickable, with very clear, very visible feedback. So always make sure that that is around on your page because it's very important. And then we have the last bundle, which is the most profitable one for the brand, and the one with the highest value. So here the selling propositions are best, the highest value possible you can get with free shipping on it because you're over the threshold, and you save $32 on getting 120-day supply instead of buying 1 pack every 30 days. So you need to have 3 options. I've seen that's the sweet spot from most tests I've ran on bundles, and then you need to have a selling proposition for each one of them, why the customers should buy the highest AOV one. Then subscriptions. Here one thing you can also add is is how the deliveries are structured. So 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, just for being clear and having being easier to read. We don't have that there, but you can add that under the subscription header here. But also here, same things as with bundles. You need to have a value proposition on subscriptions. If subscriptions are very important to your brand, you need to have a selling propositions for those, and you need to retain your customers by giving them that selling proposition. In this case, say 15%, which is a very easy one to offer. But there are a lot more things you can test also on subscriptions to increase retention, decrease churn, and increase subscription rate. Sixth thing, very important thing, call to action. It is mandatory to have a call to action above the fold. You cannot not have a call to action above the fold. It's the button that actually, if you think about it, it's the button on the product page that gets you to the actual revenue. Without having a clear call to action, customers don't get to cart and don't get to checkout, and actually don't pay for the order, which sounds very, very stupid to say, sounds very dumb, but it's very important that you have a front and center, easy to see, easy to click call to action, and it has to be above the fold, because as I said before, most visitors won't scroll past above the fold. So you need to have a very clear call to action there. And in this case, we just have a big black box with an auto cart, with a simple add to cart, and it's very easily visible on the page. And seventh and last step, this is more nuanced, more niched, but it helps a lot. You can use this for whatever objection handler that you want, but having a little objection handler here under the cart helps with aiding that impulse decisions of buying, of adding the product to the cart. In this case, we are using it to outline the ships in 3 to 5 days in the United States, which is a very good thing for the product, because it means there is fast shipping, and that helps a lot with buying decisions. So you can have 1 or 2 objection handlers here near the add to cart, and as I said before, they help a lot with making the impulse buy decision for customers. So these are the 7 very important things you need to have on your product page to actually make money on your product. As I said before, these product pages here could be losing you hundreds of thousands of dollars per year, or even per month if you are if you are in the 8-figure ranges. And these are a lot of things that we test here at CROEvolution for our partner brands, and we get incredible results for them, like 20% increases in conversion rate, 10% increases in AOV. We see a lot of improvements by testing out these stuff on the product page. If you're interested in that and you're a Shopify brand in the 7 to 8 figure range, then you can check out below the page for CROEvolution and book a call there, a free discovery call to get to know more about this service and how we get those results for our partner brands. And yeah, see you in the next video.